Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our Southern California market update for first-time buyers or entry-level buyers. My name is Stephen Meade with Domicile Real Estate, where we are on a mission to help California's renters become homeowners. Perhaps that is you. And this week I've got kind of an interesting proposition for you. I don't want to sound too much like a broken record, but really in today's market, the way I look at it, buyers really have two choices, right? If you are a hopeful home buyer, and I think things are not going to get appreciably better for you in the next 6 to 12 months. I just don't see it. I don't see there being growth in inventory. I don't see there being a huge drop in interest rates. I don't see a huge drop in prices. So, all those things that I think a lot of first-time home buyers are quote unquote waiting for. Now, does that necessarily mean you should run out and buy a house the second? No, there are a lot of reasons that right now might not be a good time for you. But the decision and the choice that you have to make is, do you want to be a homeowner or not? And if you do, to make a deliberate plan to get there and actually take deliberate, intentional action. A friend of mine is actually writing a book right now about successful people. He knows a number of very successful people. And one of the things he has discovered that has come up in every single conversation with those people is the notion of intentionality. So we're going to talk about that. Do you have the intention to be a homeowner and to be someone who owns a piece of California? And if you do, great, keep watching. If you don't, this might not be the right video for you. But let's go ahead, let's get into our market stats, and let me give you an update on where things are as of today. Okay, so here we are with our closed prices. You know the drill. This is our entry level, and the blue line indicates entry level single family home, and the red line is an entry level condo. We do these based on the first quartile. So what we do is we take the median and then we go halfway between the median and the cheapest. And that's where we end up with this number. Bear in mind, this is for Los Angeles and Orange counties, and this is also 4 to 6 weeks old because this is based on closings that have happened in the last 2 weeks. So where are we? 690 here for our entry-level single-family home. You'll notice we did have 1 week where we peaked back here at 825 back in the middle of last year. Where are we for our condos? We are at 520. We did have that 1 week we peaked at 615. And you can see really kind of these things have largely stabilized. Some people will say maybe this is still going down. I actually think these numbers are going to bump back up a little bit. We can get into that in a second. In fact, we're already seeing this down here in the condos. We sort of bottomed out and now we have a little bit of an upward trend. This gap remains fairly constant over time, and I think we're going to see that tilt up too. So what does the payment look like at these sort of entry-level numbers? Based on 5% down, including mortgage insurance, property taxes, HOA fee in the case of our entry-level condo, we are at $5,312 for that entry-level single-family home and $4,269 for that entry-level condo. You'll notice these numbers have both gone up a little bit. What happened? Interest rates have gone up. That is what has happened. Now, if you're talking about what is the minimum income required for this, right? Well, here we are, $104,500 for our entry-level condo and $130,000 in household income for our entry-level single-family home. And this is based on having no other debt. So this can be one borrower, this can be two borrowers, but that's the combined income that is required even with no debt. So the minimum you need to qualify for these based on that 5% down sort of schema. Here is where the problems start this week. And the reason why I think that you have a choice to make and that delaying the choice is not a good one. Like I said, delaying the choice doesn't mean you're buying a home today, but it is declaring an intention and a commitment. This is our absorption rate. And what is this number really telling us? Well, what this number is telling us is what's the relationship between the number of homes that are coming on the market and the number of homes that are going into escrow in these categories? And we are at 97% here for our entry-level single-family home, and we are at 101 for our entry-level condo. That means if 10 new homes came on the market last week, 10 of them went into escrow. And that is really sort of in crazy town territory. Let's go back to April, where we were in the 90s. You'll see this is rather volatile, but these are not fake numbers, right? This is real, and this is what's happening out there. And this tells the other flip side of that. If you are constantly in a situation where you don't have that many new houses coming up on the market and they're all getting bought up, remember, there are some homes that are going to be removed from the market. They're overpriced. People decided not to sell anymore. And we are seeing really something that is shocking. And it's not just something that continued for a 2-week period. I said I want to wait and see if this trend continues, right? This has now been a month of this. Inventory is dropping, and it's dropping relatively quickly. So on one hand, we've got some good news, right? We have 50% more inventory than we had at this point in time last year in our entry-level single-family home, right? That's great. Unfortunately, look at where that inventory is versus, say, July of last year. Also, look at the direction. This is a fairly steep downward slope. Look at where we were last year, gently rising into the spring. And now we've got a dramatic decline in inventory. Even here, we've had basically 4 weeks in a row of declines in our entry-level condos. This does not bode well, right? This is the market of the next couple of months is what this is dictating, because in order to have a significant reduction in prices, you need oversupply. And not only do we not have oversupply, we have shrinking supply. And it's actually going to get a little bit worse here. If you look at our 14-day still active percentage, right? This is another measurement. We say, of the homes that came on the market in the last 2 weeks, what percentage of those exact homes are still active on the market? So when this number declines, that means the market is getting more competitive. And look at where we are. We are back to May of last year numbers, but look at how fast this is falling. That should tell you the market has changed. And one of the reasons why I'm being particularly emphatic is every one of our indicators is showing a market that is more competitive than it was in the last few months, and not by a little, but by a lot. This is the one that also should really give you some pause. This is our relative week supply of homes. And so if you look here, this, unlike absolute supply, which is just a number, this is based on the rate of homes going into escrow. How many weeks left we have? Meaning if no other new homes came on the market, how fast would we run out of houses? And here we are, our entry-level condos, 6.35 weeks, and we are actually below 6 weeks of inventory in our entry-level single-family homes. When were we last at this point? Well, it was basically the beginning of June of last year. We saw, inventory balloon upwards through the end of the summer and the fall, and it has just dropped, and it doesn't really show a lot of signs of recovery. And you'll see that it's better than it was last year, but by no means is this a normal level of inventory. This is still relatively low inventory overall. So why do you have two choices? And I think the temptation here, if you're a buyer and you're watching this, is to feel like your dreams are slipping away and that you're not going to have a chance at it. And I'm going to implore you to really not have that kind of thinking. That kind of thinking is not going to help you. What is going to help you is really generating a plan and being creative about it. And if you need help in doing that, that is one of the things that we are here for. A lot of our clients, we first talk to them a year or more, even before they end up actually buying a home. And the reason we do that is because this is not an easy or short process in California. Yes, some of our clients are lucky They have parents or other financial benefactors who help them with down payments. There's actually a City of Los Angeles program that we think is going to help a lot of people. We're going to be doing a video on that again, and we're actually doing some webinars and other things. But not everyone is lucky that way. Most people have to develop a plan. It just does not happen by accident. It's not nearly as easy as many people make it look, especially if you're in a dual income household. You've got two people working hard to afford something, some piece of California. If that's you, absolutely reach out to us. We would love to help you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. As always, questions and comments, we love them. If you are looking to buy your first home here in Southern California, namely Los Angeles, Orange counties, absolutely reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you again real soon.